Hello guys, welcome to my channel CyberTomb. Today's videos will be a little bit more different. I just finished a room in TryHackMe related to log analysis using the Kibana tool, which is a web visualization tool for exploring data stored in Elasticsearch. You will see this in a minute, but my idea here is to use the given malicious case scenario from this particular room and to walk you through all the steps that you have to do in order to investigate the malicious activity. I've been working as a security analyst for more than 4 years, so this is pretty much what I'm doing. So let's start. Alright guys, let's start. So as you can see my screen here, this is the room that I was talking about, log analysis using Kibana. If you want to know more information about Elasticsearch in general or Kibana, you can just have a look here how Kibana works. But as I said, Kibana is pretty much for analyzing, so you can create different visualizations, tables, and absolutely everything. We're not going to do this now, but we'll concentrate on the compromise case scenario. So what we can see here, Bill Smith, a senior finance executive at X company, stated that he received an email from an unknown sender containing a PDF file attachment that required his action. At first glance, this email appeared legitimate, and he downloaded and opened it without any suspicion. Great, Bill, great. After some time, Bill noticed his computer was acting abnormally and contacted IT support, claiming that his workstation was slow and freezing up intermittently. Soon after, security alerts indicated suspicious network activity and unauthorized command executed on Bill's workstation. Okay, and this is the copy of the security alert from the organization's endpoint detection and response. It can be any organization. So this is an automated security alert generated by Defender. Suspicious network activity and potential remote access were detected on workstation, this one, which is the Bob workstation, sorry Bill, but here it says Bob anyway, within the specified time range of 11th of May 2023. You can see here the time span as well. Okay. As a SOC analyst, we are security analysts, and our job is to investigate this activity further, see what is going on, find the entry vector. So that's what we will be doing now. So let's jump in the Kibana tool, as there are all the logs that we need basically to start investigating this suspicious / malicious activity. So I'll just very quickly copy paste the username and the password. You can see here navigate to, I already navigated, username, password, and don't save, right, and I will just wait for the Kibana to load. So while we're waiting, let's have a look again the case scenario. So Bill, which is a senior finance executive, he received an email from an unknown sender. This email contained PDF file attachment. So this is very likely the entry vector here, PDF file attachment, and that requires his action. Probably in the email stated something like you have to ASAP open this and or answer on this, or because something could happen. All right. Okay. So as Bill told, and it looked like the email was legitimate, even though it wasn't expected email and this sender was unknown, he decided to click on the attachment. Okay. And after that, Bill noticed that his workstation starting being slow, freezing up, and he noticed some suspicious network activity that we'll be investigating right now, and some unauthorized commands. Okay, and very important. So the alert that we are seeing from the endpoint detection and response is potential remote access. So the first thing on what we have to concentrate first, this is the Kibana, and from here basically you can choose what you want to do from here. Discover, basically you go and search for all the logs and dashboards. From here we will go and create different dashboards based on the logs that you have. Alright, so I'll click straight away on discover, as basically I will not be creating any dashboards, as I want you guys to show you how basically this works and on what to concentrate. Alright, let me zoom it out a little bit more. I hope you will be able to see like that. Okay, so let's go back to the case scenario. The most important things, workstation. Okay, this is very like a real world case scenario, but of course it's still for testing and training purposes. So here we would not expect to see a lot of other logs, but if you're investigating in a huge company with a lot of networks, a huge topology and all of these things, of course you have to concentrate on different things as well. So first I would recommend to start and concentrating on the particular workstation, and after that expanding, and after that starting again to narrowing down our investigation. So here what we'll do, of course here we can see when the activity has started, but you have definitely need to go and search further back and see what is going on. In this particular case, we know it's very likely and pretty much is coming from this PDF attachment. Since Bill clicked on a PDF attachment, he started seeing some abnormal activity. So we know it's coming from this PDF attachment. We know what day he clicked on it, because after that he started seeing, so probably he clicked on 11th of May. But if we don't know what is happening, if we don't have this email and we don't know the entry vector, we have to go investigate first the particular workstation, go back for the past 3 days, expanding for the past 7 days. As we don't know, probably something happened, let's say malware or anything has been like dormant, and after that decided to activate in a few days time. So that's why you have to go further back and see if we can see any other abnormal activities, any spikes for the particular host, and after that going and see with this particular host, with what other networks and workstation has communicated so far, as we might observe lateral movement and all of this stuff. Okay, at the moment we're pretty much sure that this is the entry vector, as you have the whole case scenario. But if you work in a company, trust me, you're not gonna know this information. The customer will just call you, or you will receive this particular case and the customer will tell you, hey, I've seen this and that, can you please help? So the customer doesn't really know what is going on, doesn't have a lot of information, and a lot of the customers, they are not high-tech savvy or not even technical with technical knowledge. They are just calling you and asking you for help. That's what is happening. Here you have the whole information. So all right, enough with the talks. Let's start. What I will first do is concentrate on the workstation. I know that this is very likely the compromised workstation, so I'll start from here. How Kibana works? Kibana works with indexes. So at the moment, all of these are indexes. You can see file bit, logs, metrics. We will concentrate on the logs, this is the walk analysis. Of course, it depending on how your company set up the Kibana tool, you can have here different indexes. Let's say IDS indexes, walks in indexes, and like different types of indexes. All right, so with these indexes, we have different filters that we can that are basically tokenizing the information, as you will be able to see it. So if you want to search for something, we use these pitch marks like that. So what I will do here, as I said, we have to go further back to see what is going on, but in this case we know the PDF attachment, we don't know when exactly has been downloaded and clicked. So I will go with 11th of May because we know it's happening on 11th of May, and let's go for 37, 38 or 6:30 anyway till 7:03 for example. All right, this is where you can choose. You have a quick search here, but we have to use the absolute one. So we have absolute, relative, and now, which is a quick search for last few hours, minutes, or whatever. So if you go in the absolute search, we can just navigate to the month that we would like to search, 11th of May, and here you can see the date. The date was 6 o'clock and let's say 37 minutes. Okay, and now it will search from 11th of May till now, but we don't want this, okay, because we know that the walks and the guys who worked in for this room, they uploaded the stuff for May. So we will go for 11th of May, and as the case scenario states in the information, the last suspicious activity has been seen on 7:01. We will go with 7:03 just in case for a few minutes more. All right, and I will update the search. Now we are searching only for this particular workstation, and this is the time frame, 11th of May from 6:37 to 7:03. So we can see 1,350 hits. That's a lot. I mean, it's not a lot considering that you can see 1 million for some customers, right? So it's not a lot, but in this particular case, it's a lot for us because we want to narrow down to only the juicy walks. So this is very good, because here we can see if there are any spikes, and you can see a little bit spike here, 104 count. So this is very helpful, but at the moment I will just remove it. Oops, never mind. Yeah, it was from here, so I just hide the chart as I want to see more information. Here I want the walks to be more visible. All right, so now I hit the chart so we can see a little bit more information here. So these basically are the walks, 1, 2, we can see 3 walks. So here, if I clicked on this arrow, I basically expand the particular walk. You can see here all of this, where is under the field column, all of these are the different filters. You can see the timestamp here and some other filters that are important for the particular walk. We can see it's Windows, Sysmon operational, and now here you can see the name of the walk is event, is network connection detected. And if we click on this toggle column in table, I will click on this now, and you see what will happen when I close the walk. This what will happen. I'll be able to see all the different walks basically message types, and like in this particular case will be all the different names of the particular walks. Okay, I want to add more information here. Is more visible for me when I'm scrolling down and not just opening every single event. So what I want to see here, probably, okay, we can see the destination IP address here. We can see destination ports. These are very good things that we want to pay attention to, but it really depends on what walks we want to see. All right, so I will not make it complicated. This is for beginners. So on what I will concentrate now is, if I click here on the event action, all of these here, folks, are the different walks. Here we can see 32.9% of the network connection detected walks. Here we can see process terminated, process created. Process created is one of the most important walks when you're reviewing for breaches, as we can see if anything has been created, any service being installed, and all of this stuff. So it's very, very important to keep an eye on this. You can see here logged in special privileges, probably execute a remote command. So these are all goodies. Group membership and enumeration. Okay, let's see what is going on. I will first start with the process create. This is 20.5%, and we'll try to start, adding more important information. So I will just click on the plus, and now what will happen, you can see here the event action is process create through process create. So at the moment we have filtered out all the other walks apart from the process create. So we have 170 hits for the process create, as you can see here. I don't need this toggle anymore because I know I've already searched for the process create, and I know that the whole hits are already the process create walks. So what I will do here now, I need better information to toggle here. So I know that it's also workstation. So these are whole walks, process create walks containing this workstation. All right, so event module, okay, we know it's window, the host operation system Windows 10 home, that's okay. We can see the architecture and all of this stuff. All right, you can see here a message. I will go with the process command line. I will toggle process command line. I will toggle the process executable, and let's see what else. I will toggle the process name. Let's see on the next page 3. Process parent. Yes, I want to know what parent has been used. The process parent has been used. It doesn't really matter which one I took. These are pretty much the same. Or parent executable. Okay, I'll go with this, and we'll untoggle this one. So at the moment I will untoggle this one and process executable, process command. Okay, this one. So what we have done so far, as I said, you open one of the walks and you just toggle what of the walk you want to see, basically. So we can see here the command line, which is very important. We can see what have been basically executed. Of course, the customer needs to have the command line editing enabled. This is command line auditing enabled in order for us, the security analyst, to see the process command line. So it's very, very important when you provide any recommendation to the customer to enable the process command line. We can see the process name here and the process parent executable. Okay, I will probably need to see more. All right, So what happened? Oh, something else important. I want to see first the oldest walks, as I want to see from where everything has started and what suspicious we can see activity. Right. All right. So we can see here at 6:37 process executable service host. This is basically assigned Microsoft a tool. These are also okay, -k, net service. This should be fine. When you see the -k parameter, it's pretty much normal for the service host.ex to start basically to contain any activity with the -k. Of course, when we are dealing with post-compromise activity, we have to keep an eye on everything, as a lot of the legitimate Microsoft tools have been used maliciously. This is living off the land tools. If someone wants to read more about this, or if you want me to create a video for this, I'm more than happy to do it. All right, what else we can see here? All right, this scan idle schedule job. This is probably fine considering what has been started here. MP command run. This is a part of the Windows Defender, some background task stuff. All right. Oops. Here we can see PowerShell. All right, PowerShell process parent. So the parent is explorer.exe spawning PowerShell. This is a little bit unusual. It's just dodgy as hell. So we want to see what is this. It started on 6:38. Okay, let me open. Okay, ooh, there we go. Let me see if I can open this. All right, I don't know if you can see this. I want to zoom it in a little bit, only for now, just to see what we're doing. Oh, that's too much. All right, I'll copy paste this. Let me open here. I will use this. All right, as it's better. So what we found, oops. What we found here, PowerShell is being run with dash command if get executable policy all signed, set executable policies process bypass. All right, here we're bypassing the PowerShell executable policy, and we're trying to run this, which we can see here there is double extension. So it says that it's .pdf, but actually it's .ps1. It's an executable file invoice that's been downloaded straight away to Bill Smith desktop once he clicked on the attachment from the email. All right, once he did this, we can see that the explorer.ex spawning PowerShell with this particular command involving the desktop. All right, probably it will worth adding the time just to keep an eye on like the time. Oops, sorry. Okay. All right, we can see this command. So let's carry on and see what else we can find. So all right, here is force policy. This is again, it's the same one. We can see the explorer. Let me see if you can. All right, that's gonna be all right. I'll hide this. Ooh, better. So what we can see here, guys, at absolutely the same minute, 6:38, but at different seconds, like 3 seconds after the particular PowerShell command containing the malicious PDF file that's actually PS1 executable file, we can see a parent PowerShell being executed with some very dodgy command. Oh my god, what is this? So we can see PowerShell-E and all of this here. I will decode it straight away now. So that's it. This is heavily obfuscated command, which I will try to decode now. Cyberchef. Okay. Right, so I copy pasted the command and now chunk it in here. This is the whole command. Alright, so this to me looks like base64, and it's just from experience, but probably not only. I can see the dash, the equal. This normally it's very common for base64 or base32, but it's not always the truth. Alright, I can recognize a lot of things. Oops, sorry. I can recognize a lot of things here, but let's start from base64. Oops. Alright, didn't want this. Okay, from base64 we can see all of this here. As you can see, after every byte, we can see it saying null, null, null. So this is again kind of like obfuscation. So what I will do is I will remove this null. These are just null bytes. And when I go on remove null bytes, that's that, I can now see some human readable data. Okay, I want to hide this. But anyway, all right, what we can see here, client, new object system, TCP client. This what has been used, the TCP client, evil parrot.thm, I guess TryHackMe, 404. This is the Metasploit default port 44444. Client gets stream byte from 0 to basically the whole bytes, the whole ports, while stream read, you have some length here, get string, send back, and all of these different functions. However, the most important thing here is to pay attention to this. This is probably a reverse shell where the hacker has opened a particular port and they're waiting for the victim to go in and reach out and download this particular file, which we don't know what is it at the moment, but it's just some malicious script, right? Let's see. So evilparrot.thm. Okay, that's what basically the PDF file contained. So probably it's just like a kind of like a reverse shell script for spawning a reverse shell. And as we said, it's within the same second, actually minute, as the seconds are a little bit different. You can see here 2 seconds after that we can see the decoded PowerShell command. I'll just copy a fraction of this as it's too huge. All right, so first appearance, everything started in 6:38. Let's continue. What is this? Okay, I guess here all of this is still malicious. Okay, this is the same activity here. It's normal to see the same identical logs. It's absolutely fine. We can see the bypass.pdf.ps1. We already saw this. All right, some force. This is the same command as well. And here, after that, we can see how this command, this invoice has been executed. It has been executed using the legitimate tool notepad.exe. So explorer.exe spawned notepad.exe. If you see this is absolutely dodgy. So we have to go and see what is going on. Again, we can see what is going on here without even opening the work, right? We can see this is the command that has been executed. I will just copy paste the date as I want to record this as well, and we know it has been used this. Okay, and let's continue. All right, we can see here search protocol host. After that, let's see here, expanded. It's the same command, basically same command. Force, this is the same command as well. If you want, I can verify this. I hope it's the same command, but it should be the same command. I'll just delete this. Yeah, it's the same command. You can see here, evil parrot using the TCP client, the system net socket. If you want to know more information about PowerShell and how this works, you just Google it, this one here. All right, you can see here IEX, which means oops, this is a short for expression something. Invoke expression. All right, I remember invoke expression. So yeah, basically this invoke expression, it means to execute the particular command, and a lot of time you will see just the short one, IEX, being used maliciously because of evasion and not for any other purpose. All right. Invoke expression, so we can see here all this data, and after that go and use this variable, the variable data, and basically executed it. You can see here send feedback and use this PS plus blah blah blah. All right, and now we know it's the same. We will keep going and try to see something else that is dodgy. Of course, we will not expect absolutely every work to be dodgy when we see this particular activity. So this is just something that has been run on the background. This as well, runtime broker.exe, sec health UI. All right, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, audit logs, embedded, blah blah blah. Again, these are some background tasks. So if you're not sure about these things, you have to go and search for, let's say, for the past 5 days, for the past 10 days, for the past 1 month or 2 months, and see if you can find any abnormal activity. Can you observe, for example, this particular command being executed 3 months ago or a month ago or something like that? Because if you see, well, this is a normal activity for this particular workstation. This is a lot of gray area, as every customer is different, every workstation is different. So you have to pay attention to the particular workstation and basically see the big picture of it, and see if this is expected or if it's not expected. And the best way is to go further back and into the customer environment and see if this command have been observed before. All right, here we can see explorers spawning the command.exe. All right, after that command, and after that we can see the command.exe, the parent one, spawning the rec.exe, which is the registry. And what we can see here, all right, we can see rec add, we're adding value h key users. Let's see, policy Windows installer always install elevated. All right, we're adding here a key. Basically, the hacker had add this key to always install elevated, so the user to install any tools or updates anything using elevated privileges. So that's what we can see here. This is absolutely dodgy, of course. Every time when we are talking about like registry keys, it's just dodgy, as registry keys are used for mostly for persistence. I use registry key, but can also be used for privilege escalation as well. It depending what we can basically see what is the case scenario in this particular case, right? So here I would say it's privilege escalation, as he's adding, or she, this particular key that is stating in Windows installer always install elevated. So they're like trying to elevate the privilege and the privileges of the particular user that they have compromised, which is Bill Smith in this case. All right, let's go and see what else we can see here. Of 141. All right, 15 seconds or 5 seconds later. 5 seconds later, we can see the following, which is again dealing with the registry key here. You can see the command.exe, run, execute direct.exe, and added another key which is related to the H key to the local machine. All right, okay, it's the same basically key that we can see here, but it's being added to the local machine and not to the users, as you can see here. That's the difference. And now let's go and see what else we can find. These are some background task hosts, and shortly after the execution, the addition to the registry key, so the registry modification, what we can see, explorer.exe again is spawning at PowerShell with, let's see, that's the command. Okay, it's absolutely the same command, but I will just add it. Okay, again, it's just bypass. I'll just add like a fraction of the command here, so we can see the downloading here now. Now he is, or let's see what he or she, is trying to do. Or there we go, it's absolutely the same works here. So it's absolutely normal. It depends what we have, like what we've called from like the particular machine. So we can see they executed this, so download it. After that, using the bypass to bypass the PowerShell policy, they executed this particular stuff, which was the aview-para.tryhackme on port 4444, which is, I guess, is a reverse shell. And here we can see again the same works, adding these things. All right, but before that, executing the invoice, and after the execution, we can see two registry keys being added, one in the user, so one in the local machine. And then shortly after that, we can see a command, who am I? All right, this command is can very often be seen during my work. I can see, like, not a lot, but I can see a lot of like legitimate commands being executed. So particularly with who am I and all of this stuff, they are basically internal enumeration. So the hacker is trying to see what they can find in order to, you know what, additional tools and all this stuff. So they want to see who they are on the workstation. They want to see if the workstation can communicate with any other host and all of this stuff. So that's what they are doing, the internal enumeration. But this who am I, everyone can do this, right? It's not so common for an employee to go and open the command prompt and run who am I, right? But we don't know with what particular workstation we are dealing, because it can be some engineer or it can be some technical person who is just trying something. Who am I, bam, and you basically see an incident related to who am I. All right, don't call it crit. You have to go and check the previous activity if anything else dodgy can be seen in order to correlate this who am I activity. But of course you have to like raise it, but not like critical severity. Just go for like medium normal severity. Hey, we can see this and that. This who am I command has been seen executed just one time for the past 7 days, far out the past 1 month or something like that. Okay, and we can see here more execution of the host name. I will not gonna copy paste all of this. Okay, we can just, this is literally the enumeration. IP config config.exe and other stuff. Here we see the you know, the if config is for Linux, the IP config is for Windows machines. All right, sorry about that. Net start again. To see the net start status, we can see task list. So they're basically trying to see what they can find in order to help them to continue with their malicious stuff and probably at a ransomware or whatever. Basically do their last aim or action on objectives if we're talking about like the Q chain, right? All right, FTP, this might be dodgy, of course. File transfer protocol. All right, I can recognize this. evilpara.thm. This is from the obfuscated command where we saw. So we can see if I open this. Actually, I will open the whole stuff here, and I want to see what else I can find. So we know this is the host name. This is the host name involved. So this particular PowerShell walk has been run on this, of course, because we've been like searching for this. This is the likely and not even likely. This is the compromised host. So this is the command invoke web request. So they are invoking a web request to download, to reach out to this URL and download a file. So this is what is happening. I'll copy paste this. Okay, so invoke request, run this, reach out to this particular domain, download this winpieceany.exe and output it like that. Probably it's in the desktop folder. We might search and see where this has been downloaded, or the temp folder. It doesn't matter. So if you don't know what is this, this is basically a very good script that can further help Windows. That's why it's Win. That can further helps the attacker to, once they run the script, to basically this script will run through your system and will check if there is any vulnerabilities that can help us to elevate the privilege escalation. So this is again for privilege escalation. So once the hacker, as we can see here, did all of this stuff and enumerated the things, he was like, let's go for something more automated. I don't want to waste my time. I'll go and download this. Of course, this is not so good, as this one 99% of the cases will also be catched on the endpoint detection and response systems. As it's unbound activity, it's PowerShell work, we can see this one is reaching to something, especially for this script. I mean, every firewall, every antivirus system should have this script already been written on their signatures, right? So in the real case scenario, this will be a different name. But also, even if it was different name, now with all the heuristic and behavior based antivirus system, again we'll be able to code of this as for the behavior antivirus system and the heuristics one, but we can basically see the bytes and what has been executed, and keep on mind on idle on the behavior of the workstation, particular machine. So probably this is very likely to have been cuffed again. So that's why the hackers don't want to download all of these automated scripts, as they want to basically hide their tracks. But this is TryHackMe, right? So that's what we can see here. The attacker was too lazy to go enumerate and search for any vulnerabilities, so they go straight away and downloaded this automated script for them to have them for the privilege escalation. Did I add? Yeah, I think I just had this. All right. I forgot to add the name. Not the name, the date. Sorry. All right. It's 6:49. Here, and let's continue. DLL host. All right, that process pipe protocols. Oops, we can see here. So once it has been downloaded from the evil part side, we can see now it has been executed. So we can see where it has been downloaded. It's Bill Smith desktop. Of course, this is probably, if it was in real case scenario, this would have been downloaded, should have been downloaded, I guess, in the temp folder. But anyway, so what we can see here, the date was actually the hour, not the date. Okay, and WinPace being executed. I'll just use this as just to know where this has been. Oops. Executed. Right. This has been executed using the command.txt. Okay, let's go embedding. All right, this is fine. As I said, it's normal to find some walks that are happening meanwhile. But here we can see another register query. All right, so in this case, actually, we can see the register query. The difference between the register query and the register add is that here we can see actually that this particular key has been just queried. So in order to check if everything's fine, so here above we can see register add. All right, so here we've added this to the user, we've added this to the local machine, and now we're querying the local machine to see if everything's fine, if actually this has been set up correctly. Okay, is it false, is it true, basically. So once we've done this, we can see it's again, so it has been queried for the local machine and has been queried for the current user. I'll not add here. Oops, I'm too lazy. 50 something. Okay. And now we can see PowerShell. Ooh, this is interesting. So after all the register keys, where we can confirm that the this is the vulnerability and the user can install or update anything using privilege escalation, like the privilege, so like elevated permissions, sorry, to use. Once we verify and query this, that they can use the elevated permission, what the attackers done, they again run a PowerShell command using the command line, run the PowerShell and use the invoke web request command to download from the same domain, but this time to download admin shell.msi and to output the file as admin shell msi. Of course, this can be a different name here because they are just outputting the file. Let me just copy this. This was 15. Okay, this was 15. The reason I'm doing this is because I want you to see after that how easy is to track everything and basically see the whole picture. That's why I want to add absolutely everything here. So we can see this. This is like the privilege escalation again. What else? Host. All right. Okay. We can see this is very dodgy. MSI execute being used, and as you can see, like the payload is MSI, right? So they're trying to run it using this, and you can see here some temp folder, but that's what we can see. We can also edit it. This is very powerful using the MSI exec, as hacker very often use it to escalate their files. So you can, like, if you work in a company, you might want to keep a close eye on this particular processing tool. Okay, and here, okay, echo PowerShell get host echo that's dodgy as well, and is very likely related to the command. But let's go to the more juicy stuff. All right, so here everyone can see, or did I? PowerShell hidden. Okay, when you see hidden, of course it's something something dodgy is happening here. Yes, but this command hidden you can see being used multiple million times, legitimately. So you have to be careful when you create your search. Also, this hidden can be as good as -h or with like capital letters or anything like that to evade detection. So you have to be very careful with this. Let's open it. Let's open it and see what is this. Ooh, okay. So start min PowerShell -nop. So you don't use the current profile. -w write the particular command. That's what we can see here. Hidden, hide it. This is non-interactive window as well. After that, when you do all of this, this is -c, stands for the command, so to execute the particular command. Here we can see some hidden, but we can pretty much read it. NB, so this will be enable sc script block logging, enable script block logging. You can just read it. I'm not gonna waste our time for this, because you can see enable. This is after that enable. Okay, enable script logging. You can see here invoke. This will be invoke action. This is logging. This is logging. So invoke action, logging, and all of this stuff. And here you have more information that has been deobfuscated, but here we can see Edge local machine software policy, PowerShell, so running PowerShell management automation script. So they're basically, this is again with the whole aim here is of evading detection. So what we can see here, this is the most important thing that you have to pay attention. So new object, compression, something has been compressed using gzip stream. And we can see here from base 64, I'm grabbing this shit. Okay. That's a lot. Okay, so the reason why I selected only this is because this is the speech mark. So this is of single quotes. These are the single quotes where like the script finished, and these are the single quotes where the script has started. 1 second. That's it here. All right. So I'll go again here. Let me remove all of this. I forgot to actually copy it. Very clever. Copy. So what we can see here, this looks like base 64. That's what I can see here. But between this base 64, I can see this O. Oh, that's a lot of O. 1. All right, probably there are many, probably there are 2 and 3 and all of this stuff, and you can actually see it here as well. It was everywhere. You can see here 3, 6, 8, 7. So this is the kind of deobfuscation, but I'll give you a hint actually how to do this. So every time, basically, this program, how they work, because this is automation. The hacker didn't do it like manually, right? They just use the automation. So you can see here after the end of the script or the malicious command that's been obfuscated here, we can see F, which is for final, and we can see P and comma and Y. So between this is dash F, which means final, finish. And now between this single quote we can see P. I will grab this P between the single quote and go and use the find replace. Use a string, as it's simple string. I'm not so good at regex. I understand some of the regex, but not perfect to be able to build like the regex. All right, and I will find the 0. This was the first one. So basically here is in order. So I will replace the 0 with P, as how it states here. It's P, and the next one is the comma. So I will use another find and replace. Again, will be simple string. It will be 1. And do I have 2? I hope I do. Let's see. Oops. Is there any better way for this? Yes. Okay, I have 1. No, I don't have 2. Okay. Let me just I don't have 2. Okay, that should be fine. I will use this in this case and see if it's gonna work. And then, so what else we can find here is this pluses here. It's just from experience, you know, but you can see that this is the only way, the only thing that is standing out are these pluses here. So I will just go and remove them basically. And oops, this one. 1 0. I have to probably decrease a little bit the there we go. I will replace this with nothing. Okay, this is what we can find now. I will go from base 64 and I can see again the obfuscated thing that I can't read. But if you remember, I've mentioned gunzip as we found from saying from gzip stream. So that's what we can see here. I will try to find it again. Compression, yeah, you can see when it says compression, you know it's being compressed. The reason why hackers are compressing and using the gzip is because if something is very big, or you know, they don't want for the antivirus to detect it. And another reason is if they unzip it and after that like compress it, like shrink it, they will change the bytes as well of the particular script. So the antivirus system might not be able to decode it, as you have a antivirus system that of course can decode this, but not every time, especially when it's heavily obfuscated, as in this case. So just to recap, what did I use? Ignore this. This was put in purpose to mislead us, but we know that -f stands for final. With the final, so we finish with the command. -p is, if you go in the order, 0 is -p. This was put, as I said, on purpose, but you can try it. If it didn't work, you can go with y is equal to the next one, which is basically 1. So here, if there was z or anything like that, it would be 3, and etc. So I will go and check what we actually see here. We successfully decoded it, and what we can see here, I will, oh, this is actually 100%, so that's why it's so big. Okay, there should be a way to hide this. I knew a way, but I can't see it right now. There we go. Oh my god, sorry about this. It wasn't so good for like the previous ones. So what we can see here, some human readable data, start sleep as 1, sleep for 1, probably S stands for second, start sleep for 1 second. We're dealing with .dol stuff. I know what is this, to be honest, from base64 string. So this one is not decodable. Even if you go from base64, this is a DLL injection, and I know what is it because I've been working with this. All right, but if you want to learn more, you just go and search for the Marshall inter services Marshall, and look for the DLL injection, and you'll be able to see in gunzip. But basically this should be the DLL file has been hidden. This hasn't been explained in the TryHackMe room, but I consider this for very interesting, as I said, and the purpose of this is just explaining the case scenario and how it works. So yeah, this is like a bonus. You can see here virtual location. If I think this was reflected DLL injection, if you want, I can create a video more explaining all of these things, but at the moment I'm not going to go in so much details. This is just like a DLL injection, we know this, and we also know that this base64 string is undecodable. All right, that's what we saw here. Did I add it here? No, I did not. Okay, I'll just add like that, hidden. Oops. Okay, and I bet this is the same, but yeah, it's the same. Okay. As I said, if you want me to go in further details in this and deobfuscate all of this and explain you and show you the DLL injection, just let me know down in the comment section, and I'll do my best, and we'll create a next video as well. All right, what we can see here, I'll copy paste this. I'm seeing backdoor, so this is definitely part of the dodgy stuff here. So I'm copy pasting this, and let's see, net user backdoor at expires never password. So what is happening here? The hacker is adding a user called backdoor within like I think the group, this is the group backdoor. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's this. So the username is the backdoor and the group is backdoor, and it's adding a password that is not expired. Maybe this can be like the password. If you go and check the net user command, probably to explain us how syntax. Because I don't want to say something that I'm not 100% sure, guys. So let's go and just check this. All right, it was the password, it wasn't the group. So we can see net user and setting the username, which in this case is backdoor, with the password backdoor. Okay, after that was the domain, which is optional, as you can see here. Anyway, okay, coming back here. So the hacker created backdoor, the username backdoor with the password backdoor, and it's added that the password will never expired. That's what she or he did. Okay, and I'm copying. Did I copy pasted the command? No. Okay. Password. All right, I'm not gonna copy paste like the whole thing. After that, we can see password net user. Okay, this is something that basically these processes, we can see the parent net.exe spawning up the net1.exe, and it's just running this. This particular tools that are again Microsoft sign, they are used basically for setting up like the new users and for other purposes as well, but I'm not on 100% familiar with the other functions of this tool. So if you want to go and check in Google, that will be great. Okay, and now we can see now at the particular user, which is the backdoor, has been added to the local group called administrators. And again, it's been added with the net.exe that has been spawned by the command.exe. And this is in the same second. All right. It won't be so obvious when you actually start and doing this in real life and working with a company. It's definitely not so obvious. I wish it could be so like easy, and I wish we could be able to find all the juicy stuff as here, and we know the entry vector, we know what vulnerability has been used and all this stuff, but it's not so easy. Sometimes probably from this one you'll be able to see, let's say, only the DLL injection payload or a few more PowerShell commands, so you'll not be able to see all of this information. But of course, this is just for training purposes. So I'm happy that like TryHackMe decided to create something like that. It's just amazing. I'll add this information here, as it's just pretty much like the same as we can see. First, this has been spawned, and the net.exe is spawning the net1.exe. I think this was the new version or something like that, and it's just running the command. And this is like the net user command. Okay, and after that I'm auditing command.exe, and I thought that we finished, but we have some more. Okay, I think these are just a few logs here, but I don't know, like all of this here is so juicy, and that's great that they've added absolutely everything. What we can see here, Mimikatz, I guess pretty much everyone who will be watching this video will know what is Mimikatz. So Mimikatz is a very powerful tool for dumping hashes, passwords. So probably that's why it has been used here. We can see that has been used for has been downloaded from GitHub and has been downloaded, and the out file of the whole of this has been called mimikatz.zip. All right, as I said, it can be something else. If you see Mimikatz, probably 98% of the time, if you see Mimikatz in a real case scenario, this will be pen testing activity. As hackers are lazy, but they are not so stupid and lazy to at least not change like the name or anything like that. So this is just so obvious. Let me copy paste here. So the attacker now is downloading additional tools, which is great for us to be exposed on more interesting things. And now we can see here the Mimikatz has been finally run. Okay, we can see the Mimikatz being downloaded, and a few, let's see, is it minutes? Yeah, it's minutes, like almost 3 minutes later, it has been executed by using the explorer.ex as a parent process, and with the process name Mimikatz, and this has been executed on this particular workstation. Bill, what did you do? Okay, and now we can see, ooh, what is this? So the hacker is again like continue to downloading stuff, and now the hacker has persistence, all right, because they've escalated. They added like the registry keys in order to achieve privilege escalation, and now we can see downloading Mimikatz probably to dump some hashes and do like the lateral movement and see what else they can find, and see if workstation has been communicated with the workstation has been communicated with other workstation, what we can then like steal and use in order to compromise probably the whole network or just additional things. And now we can see this command being run. Invoke web request, so to download, to reach out to this domain and download the beacon.bat and to output it as a file beacon.bat. Well, it's already the file set. What is this? This is a beacon. This is a beacon script, and so a beacon has normally been used. What is beacon? First, beacon is just beaconing. So the beacon is when the attacker wants to make sure that the victim that has been already compromised it's still alive. So they are just sending some instructions, commands, and just checking if the connection is alive between the victim and the hacker. So that's what is beacon, and the beacon is very used for command and control. That's what the beacon does. Okay, and here we can see, the next one, how this beacon first has been downloaded, and after that has been executed. And you can see what has been executed. The explorer.ex spawned the command.ex, and the command.ex straight away executed the beacon.bat file from the desktop, from the BIOS desktop. I've never seen, for my 4 years career work experience, never seen so many things at once, but it would have been great. But I would recommend, if you're looking for any company to start, just look for managed and detection and response company, where you should be able to see like the whole picture of things. Probably you might be able to see like the email as well, but yeah, let's see, because at the moment this is only like walk analysis, but it's very interesting when you go and see like the network analysis. Also, you can see the PowerShell and how they are downloading, but it will be nice if you can see the source and the destination IP addresses and all of this, and how like they're performing the downloading. Of course, we will see some of the stuff here. All right, the next one we can see, once the beacon has been installed, what we can see the curl being used for, you can even see here like the pretty much the same. Can you hear me? This is the flag, but we don't care for the flags, right? We just want to know what is going on and how things works. So can you hear me? Yes, that's what I said. That's the beacon. So it's reaching out to the server, the attacker server, and it's checking, hey, do you want me to do anything? I'm here, I'm active. And then the attacker server will go back and say, hey, yeah, I know you are active, that's great, I received your response. Can you please sleep for 5 hours, and after that come back to me again, please beaconing to me, because I want you to perform the command who am I, and respond and relate to me the results. So that's what is basically doing. And you can see here, can you hear me, can you hear me? That's gonna be like the beaconing. So depending on how the beacon has been configured by the attacker. And at the moment, what we can see here, I think we are nearly done, but so we can see schedule task, command.exe, running schedule tasks. So schedule tasks are run for persistence. As here we can see, I wanted to create a schedule task called beacon from the user desktop beacon.bat, and I want to set it for every minute for the month to be like run. Okay, to be run from by the user system, which is great. So no matter what is happening, like they already established the persistence, and this is with the schedule tasks. So they will do all of this curling stuff that we saw here, every minute and everything like that. After that, when they've established the persistent with the schedule task, it wasn't enough for them, so they decided to establish additional persistent by adding a registry and adding the following registry. Let me just copy paste this, because we will summarize all of this in, I guess, I hope 5 minutes left, I don't know. All right, you can see here the registry at the HK for CU is current user, HK is the HK for current user, current version run. So what they did, this basically key is used every time when the user logged into their computer and they're running the computer. They want to create this value, this registry value called backdoor shell, to be run from the admin shell.msi. So this is the persistent. Every time when the user turn on their computer, this registry will be executed and this admin shell.msi will be spawned up, so reverse shell will be connected. Let's remember this, the admin shell was the 444 review parrot and blah blah stuff. So that's what the attacker has what the attacker tried and actually did. So schedule task for persistent, registry keys for persistence. We can see here current user, yeah, so they're basically running. Okay, it's the same thing. Actually, it's just this is just querying. So they are querying the registry to check if actually this key is there, because they've just added it. So now they are querying, so they added it under the value backdoor shell, and they're checking, querying, correct query, if this is basically done and it's there and it's working. So that's what they were doing. Okay, and so now they are pinging payroll service internal using the ping.exe. I guess everyone knows what is ping.exe, so if they want to see if it has connection. So they here are trying to perform lateral movement. They found this Servidae.internal. As you can see, it's just like internal domain service, and they want to see if it works, if it doesn't work, if they have access, if they can potentially have access, how they can have access. So that's what they are doing. Once you did this, you can see they are curling the payload, and after that I'll just add it here, okay, because it's just seconds after that. Three seconds later, what they are trying to do, they are performing a post, and they are brute forcing. They are performing internal brute force, where they want to use the user Bill Smith, because this is the workstation of the user, and they are now trying to enumerate some different passwords. So that's why it's brute forcing, using the same username, different password, and they are submitting it. You can see submit to the payroll, and you can see now here they're using pass 2, pass 3, pass 4, pass 5. So they're just brute forcing, internal brute forcing. Pass 11, 13. So I guess, oh, there we go. And they finally found what was the password of the particular internal service. So I'll just add this, but you know that you have the brute forcing stuff here, but let me just add the successfully exfiltrated stuff, because we can see here submit blah blah blah. So once they did this, they know they've managed to guess the password, which is 123 exclamation mark. They submitted this, and now what we can see here, username submit -b. So they use the PHP session ID that they've took it from somewhere, and they just curl a different from the internal host. They curl the employee payroll.php, and oh, come on. Okay, and then I'll add after that the date, and then once they've done this, I am in your payroll. They've basically managed successfully to exfiltrate. Oops. They've basically managed to successfully exfiltrate this file. As you can see, I'm in your payroll. So of course, this is how it looks like from the training based perspective. But in general, they should be able to download this and have access to this. But as you can see, they guessed the password, and after that, once they've guessed the password, they started downloading different files for the internal server. In this case, it's the employee payroll.php. And once they've done this, you can see everything started over. So they've downloaded it, and after that, you can see the command.exe executed the beaconing. And after that, you can see again absolutely the same curl stuff. Curl beacon to this, curl beacon to that. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? So what happened? You can see here additional downloaded things. In this case is the same. Oh, you can see here this time is downloading more stuff. is downloading the bank. The user is downloading the bank details from the internal payroll site domain, and it's downloading it and it's writing it to the desktop of Bill. So Bill now has the bank details. So this is data exfiltration. This is successful data exfiltration. Once they've breached, let me add this information here. But once they've breached the managed to successfully brute force the internal payroll system service, they've started exfiltrating data, and now they're exfiltrating the bank details. All right, I guess this is, you can see it's pretty much it's the same. Let's see 52, like it's happening a few seconds later, because it's brute force activity, it's automated. Okay, and now we can see FTP, blah blah blah, and again, Carol, can you hear me? So this is the beacon. This is the schedule task that we created here. Basically, the hacker created this beacon, beaconing. So this one to be executed from the system every minute for a month. We can see MO is month, every second, minute. So minute. This should be minute. Anyway, so here you can see it's curling. So this is beaconing, and it's just we finish with the interesting, very interesting walks. So let's just do a quick recap and I'll show you something else. So everything started from the invoice PDF file that actually it's not PDF, it's PS1, it's executable file. 2 seconds after that, we can see the obfuscated or encoded base64 PowerShell command that is actually showing the evilpara.thm, which is the domain on 444, which is a reverse shell that the attacker has opened for the victim to go and reach out and download things. So what we can see here, a few seconds later, we can see a notepad being spawned to execute the invoice.pdf file, and after that we can see 2 minutes later we can see 2 registries being added, one for the local machine, one for the users, and they basically want to check if the always installed elevated, not the check, but if this has been set up correctly. And once this been done, we can see 4 minutes later it has been executed again. It's just not executed. We can see the same command bypass the PowerShell policy, and after that we can see the different enumeration. This is the enumeration in the internal enumeration stuff, like tactic, where they're trying to enumerate using like different commands. They're trying to enumerate the workstation in order to find any vulnerabilities that can help them to elevate privileges. Even though they've already added registry key for elevating privileges. Once they've done this, we can see PowerShell command being run to invoke and reach out to this particular evu.th file, thm domain for downloading the WinPs any.exe. As I said, this is a script for helping to basically analyzing your workstation to see if there's any vulnerabilities related to privilege escalations. Once they done this, 18 seconds later, if I have to be precise, they executed this from the command prompt using from the command prompt. They've executed this particular executable, and then they've run basically a query. They query both the local machine and the current machine to see if everything's fine. Are the keys there? Are they work as intended, as we need them in order to use our script that is particularly crafted to use this key in order to perform elevated privileges. So this is the vulnerability. Once they've done this, we can see that they were using, I think we forgot to, I forgot to copy paste how they're downloading the admin shell using the PowerShell, but it never mind. So once they've downloaded this, we can see it's been executed using the MSI exec because it's the same extension. And then we can see that once this has been done, they've tried and they keep like downloading additional stuff. This is related to the DLL injection, so they are doing more dodgy things. After that, finally, when everything is executed and all of this stuff, and they've downloaded a few scripts to help them, and they keep downloading other malicious processes, they set up, this is the persistence. So here we have different types of techniques of persistence. So this technique is creating a user. They created the user backdoor with the password backdoor, and the password never expired. This user has been executed and run using the net1, and then they've added the backdoor user to the local group administrators as they want to elevate their permissions. And then we can see how they are invoking and downloading additional tools in order to help them perform lateral movement. So we can see here they downloaded Mimikatz, which is helpful for lateral movement, as it's dumping hashes. And so now a second later, or a minute later, sorry, this Mimikatz tool has been run using the command prompt, as far as I remember. And after that, we can see they are downloading additional things. They are downloading the beacon. They want to perform the command and control. So they are beaconing. And after that, they are executing like the beacon from the desktop using the command prompt. And you can see here, this was curl here. They are curling the particular beacon to see if it works, and that's why this is the flag. Can you hear me? And once they've done this, they've created a schedule task to add additional persistence on top of everything. So this is the second additional persistence, or creating users. This is creating schedule tasks to run every minute. And after that, we have they are adding a registry key for executing the registry value backdoor to execute the admin shell that they've downloaded every time when the user login. This is the key current version. And now after that, they're querying the current user to check if the backdoor shell that they registry value that they created here, added, is actually working, and then they pinging the payload internal. So here, of course, they will be pinging other stuff, checking for anything else that they can find and extract more information. But for this learning purposes, you can see here they are pinging. We can't see this here, but the payload service internal is working. So because it's working, we are just they've curling it, and they've started performing internal brute force activity on this, as you can find here, in order to find the password. They managed to brute force the internal payroll service here, and after that they downloaded the employee payroll, and later after that they curl other files from the payroll. In this case is the bank details, CSV spreadsheet, that they outputted the file into the Bill Smith desktop, and that's what they've done. And meanwhile you can see how many curls from the beaconing we can see. So this is the data exfiltration stuff. Okay, so we can see the enumeration, so we can see the entry vector, we can see like the installation. After that we can see the enumeration with who am I and the if config and the other things, which is the discovery. After that we can see the privilege escalation with the admin shell with adding the registry key. After that we can see the privilege, we can see the persistence by creating the users, creating the schedule task, adding registry entry to run every time when the user logged in. After that we can see additional execution of the downloading of additional malicious tools of Mimikatz. We can see the command and control with the backdoor and all of these other things. And the last one, we can see the data exfiltration, and that's it. And after the data exfiltration, things repeat, and by meaning things repeat, the command and control tactic will repeat, asking, do you want me to do anything or you don't want me to do anything? Okay. And I think this is the most important thing. If I want now to exclude this, we already saw all of this. So I'm excluding this particular log searches, and I can go and search for like other additional event actions. A second, because I want to toggle this here. Actually, let me see. The machine has expired, so probably this didn't work, and probably I have to start the machine again as it's loading. I don't think it will load, as basically this expired and now I have to run it. But anyway, this is the most important and interesting stuff that I wanted to show you guys. I'm not going to go in any further like details. You can go and see all of this and how I like explain it. But yeah, this is, as I said, pink. This is for the data exfiltration. You can see the payload service where they exfiltrated the bank details. But this is also the lateral movement, as once they perform the internal brute forcing, they are of course pinging other services that the workstation have access to them. So this in this case is the lateral movement. So everything is just so familiar, and don't forget that the same technique can be used for different tactics, as we can see here. So yeah, I think this is everything. This is the most important things. But as I said, you can go and see the other log messages like walks, but these are the most important ones. The other ones are just repetitive things. Alright guys, this was the end of the video. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, please let me know down in the comment. If you like this video, please subscribe and share. Let me know if you want me to create any other different types of videos related to TryHackMe, but of course not concentrating on the TryHackMe flags, but just explaining how it works. And also I have experience in malware analysis. My passion is threat hunting, but I also understand of networking as different protocols, Security Plus as well, CISA Plus as well, as I've managed to pass the CISA Plus certificate last year. So let me know if you have any questions related to anything basically blue team, and I'll be more than happy to create my next video. I will concentrate also probably on Cobalt Strike and some deobfuscating stuff, so stay tuned. And if you want to learn more about Cobalt Strike and any beaconing and how they work and the command and control, please check out my Cobalt Strike infrastructure video. Thank you so much. That was from me. Bye bye. See you next time.